Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Whose idea was that? Oh, yeah, it was my idea. That's why I'm still in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat? And this program was created by Hotspots Happening Out. The FayWhat show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand. In 2025, our Hotspots magazine celebrates 40 years of documenting the LGBTQ plus experience. It's the largest publication of its kind in Florida and one of the oldest in America. Happening Out Television Network's Queer News Tonight is celebrating 5 years with 10,000 television stories and more than 10 million views in 2024. Hotspots Happening Out will be producing some of the most incredible LGBTQ plus events. The summer's Red Hot Pride Fest is coming up on August 9th, and Pride Fort Lauderdale is coming up in February 2026. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. It is Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. We have lots of fun things to talk about, so come on, let's go.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation, of course. What did you think I was talking about? Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late, and this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer and star of For the Love of DILFs on OutTV, Alex Tikas. Follow his adults-only Twitter at Alex_Tikas and catch him as he bartends at the Eagle Wilton Manors. Good morning, Alex, and welcome back to my bed, boo. How you doing, boo?
Good morning. Bright and early.
Bright and early.
Sun shining.
Sun shining.
Florida.
It's hot as hell, man.
It is so hot.
It is so. And you know, here's the thing, okay? We've been in Florida long enough that we deal with this every summer, but every summer we're like, was it this hot last year?
And it's like
right?
It's like a little bit brighter. Everything's like, ow.
But like you feel it on your skin, like it burns, you know? You know, I was going to ask you something, Alex.
Uh-oh, there we go.
No, nothing negative, nothing negative. I was just thinking, like, when I was reading your intro, right? You know, you're a Greek god, right? And I always say, like when people say Alex Tikas, they go Alex Tikas. Or Alex Tikas, or Tikas, right? And I always say it kind of Latino. Is that bad?
No, or they go, oh, her.
Oh, her, right?
But you know,
her.
Alex Tikas is the right way to say it. You did good.
Yes,
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I know that you make fun of me for saying Pedro Pascal, but it's kind of the same thing when you think about it. It is.
We're not talking the way we're talking. We go Pedro Pascal, and then we start talking American. You do this all the time.
I do this
and
all the
I have
time.
a feeling you'll do it again.
Well, maybe in this show. Who knows? I haven't seen you since Stonewall. How was the parade? How was Pride? How do you
Pride
feel?
was busy. It was great. We had a lot of fun. Should we bring up what happened?
Please do so. You have to. I mean, it's important for folks to know.
So the next time anybody whines about paying to enter the parade, which takes hours, months to orchestrate, it takes like volunteers. It takes people. The next time you complain, I don't want to say bitch because maybe we're not allowed to say that, but the next time you complain about it, remember there was a gentleman who walked in with a gun who was infiltrated. Thank God, because we had metal detectors for the first time this year, and thank God we had people that were there to protect us from a destiny that we did not want to happen. If those people weren't there because you were too cheap to pay for your effing entrance fee,
because we're ladies,
we wouldn't be here right now. A lot of us wouldn't be here. There would be no parade. There would be no Halloween parade. There would be no Wilton Manors anything parade because of that. So let's not complain about paying the price of what? A Starbucks coffee or whatever it is we need to pay for our safety, for
100%.
everybody's safety.
100%.
Anyway, we'll pay
100%.
double next year to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Listen, the Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival was incredible. It was about 40,000 people enjoying a beautiful day, no rain. It was gorgeous out. We had our night parade at night. It was going to start at 8 o'clock. We started almost on time. And at that same time was when this gentleman, and I use that word loosely, tried to come in with a gun and also an extra magazine.
Who was Baker acted and still was able to walk in with a firearm. Thank you, South Florida.
Listen, and it's true. Alex says, like, we've done many stories about people that are bitching about, oh, Pride should be free and all this kind of stuff. It was $10 prepaid, $13 at the door. That doesn't even get you a drink in most places, right? But it gave us security, and I felt safe. And these metal detectors, like Alex said, it was the first time using them, and whoever trained these folks, good job, because they knew what they were doing. When I walked in, I had a talent badge, and I had a big bag with me because I wanted to change shoes and stuff like that, and I had makeup in it. You're not allowed a big bag, right? But because I know they're doing their job. You know what I mean? But a part of me was like, why are they gonna give me shit, right? But then I was like, slow your roll, girl. You ain't nobody, right?
Give you shit, yeah.
And then they were like, and they were the sweetest, nicest people. Can we look through your bag? We see your talent. No problem. You could bring the bag in. We just need to, please take everything out. Be careful for the dildo. No problem. You know what I mean? Like, shut up, right? So, but they were, and they were
doing their job.
Yeah, they were detailed. They did their job. It was their first time, and they weren't playing around. If the thing beeped, you had to go back in. It wasn't like, oh, it's nothing. Keep going. You know what I mean? And I saw that firsthand when I walked through there at 4 something in the afternoon, right? This is at 8, and it went off, and the guy wouldn't stop. They called Wilton Manors PD, and they were on him in a second, and that's it. It was done, But I can't tell you that after I found that out, I was scared shitless, Alex. I was literally on the main stage sitting down at the same exact time when we were about to start announcing the parade. The horror that could have happened. Right? I mean, and it didn't, because of top-notch security, because of the security measures that were put in place. Thank you, Hotspots Happening Out. Thank you, Jeff Sterling. Thank you, all the folks who put the Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival together. You did your job. You did it amazingly. I felt protected. I felt safe. And, and I didn't know about what happened until after the parade.
Crazy.
But I can't lie. And it did shake me up. The possibilities, but we stopped that shit. Okay. And, and that's why there's more prides to enjoy. There's more times for us to come together and unify.
We've been very lucky.
And we've been very lucky because we have angels watching over us, Alex.
We've been very lucky, I have to say.
This world is sad. This country is really sad, especially towards, that anti-trans, anti-drag, anti-queer kids, anti-us. But we're here.
I'm just exhausted.
And we're not going anywhere. And even though he's exhausted and I'm exhausted, we're going to keep fighting.
Let's keep going.
All right? Thank you again to the Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival for being you. All right? We love you. Let's Kiki on this interesting story. So Vivian Jenna Wilson, yes, Elon Musk's estranged trans daughter, just made a fierce drag debut as Vivian. Vivlanus. So it's kind of like villainous, but with Viv at the beginning. Okay? Vivlanus.
And an anus in the back.
Yeah. Sure. In LA, all right? So rocking a sleek catsuit and flowing blonde hair, she lit up the stage at Patagonia's Save Her drag show benefiting Immigrant Legal Defense Funds. Waving the trans flag high, she celebrated 5 years out and proud, all while dragging her billionaire dad online. Vivian's not just performing, she's protesting. From Nazi salute callouts to queer joy on stage, this queen is reclaiming power with grit and grace. She's building her own empire, one heel at a time. Vivian Wilson slays drag stage. This is Musk. What are we all talking about?
I wonder if he's ever going to acknowledge. Does he ever acknowledge her, or does he ever no?
He's got like 43 kids.
8.
Okay. I don't know. Obviously,
I think 8 now.
Obviously, neither of us have kids, right? Because I'm like 8 feels like 43, right? You know, I mean, you know, it's no surprise to anybody that he's just not a nice guy. You know what I mean? And like, for her to have the guts to go like against him, like F you, I'm still gonna be me. She moved out of the country, Alex.
Yeah, well,
when all that started.
She moved out of the country. She's like, I don't know, the thorn in his side. You know what I mean? It's like always letting him know she knows exactly what the truth is.
Yep.
But I mean, did he move out of the country? Is he still here?
Since his fight with his boyfriend Trump? We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. And, you know, part of me feels like that's fake, too. Like they're trying to come out with something else because they were just so in love. And I'm going to sell my Tesla for $45 because that's what it's that's what it's worth,
now
you know?
And now he's trying to, like, ban Teslas because of the fight.
I mean,
it's exhausting.
It really is exhausting, you know.
But good for her.
And you would think that it would be exhausting for Viv, you know. Yet she's like, listen, I'm gonna be my true, authentic self, and I know she knows that everywhere she goes, the second thought after, oh wow, she's so beautiful. Oh wait, she's Elon's daughter. Right. You know what I mean? That's everybody's second thought on everything. So everywhere she goes, she was even almost a little secluded initially, and now she wants to be out more. And I respect her for that because she doesn't have to do that.
It's a like, I think it's like a big burden. Maybe it's like a big burden on her. Do you think just like to have that on her shoulders? She constantly has to acknowledge him. I was going to say that, but him. Yes.
No, but that works too. You know, I was estranged from my mom for a little bit, and I can't imagine. Like during that time, it was hard for me to talk about things that dealt with her.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, and I love my mom, and I'm still trying to fix my side of the street every time we have time together, right? But that's the difference between me and my mom's relationship and Elon and her, where she's just like, you're a disgusting human being. I don't want you anywhere. I don't want you to be part of my life, you know? But it's your dad, you know? If he were to change his ways, maybe she would, you know, reconsider. But I mean, he's so far gone,
he's
Alex.
Never gonna change.
You know what I mean? Like his focal point is what she is.
Yeah. He's never going to change.
And listen, and I've been in this bed and I have said to you many times, I wish gay kids on right-wing people on a daily basis, okay? Because it changes your world. It changes your view on things when your offspring is part of this community.
That's right.
Not for all, okay? Some people still take the go F you or take the religious stance or whatever they want to use the excuse.
Yeah. Until they're on their deathbed and it's too late and they regret ever doing everything or saying anything.
It's too late.
And then it's always too late. Yeah.
You know, Vivian, listen, you're a badass. Keep doing what you're doing.
Doing what you're doing.
All right. You are going to become one of our icons and we'll support you and hold you up when you can't yourself. Okay. Trust. All right. Yeah. Love it. Love it. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Let's Kiki on this interesting story. So New York City just crowned its internet daddy. Well, his double, okay? A Pedro Pascal lookalike contest lit up the Lower East Side on Father's Day with 30 mustached men channeling Pedro's signature smolder. The $50 prize plus a year's supply of burritos went to George Gontas, a Daily Show lighting designer whose wife signed him up after years of Pedro comparisons, with shirts reading "Protect the Dolls" and all immigrants. The vibe was peak Pedro, hot and heartfelt. Honestly, if Pedro ever needs a body double, New York City's got options and burritos for days. Pedro Pascal lookalikes take over New York City streets. What are we all talking about? Did you see the people who look?
Oh my God.
Come on. It's hysterical. And I knew, you know, and I forgot that we had a Pedro story in today's show.
A what story?
A Pedro story. Alex always makes fun of me.
It's Pedro, okay? It's Pedro Pascal.
It's Pedro. You know, okay, I have lots of friends. My old abuela used to watch TV.
Your whole
Abuela.
Abuela?
Which is my grandmother.
Right.
Sometimes I get my SAP, my channels, like, counter that I don't know if I'm speaking English or Spanish. And it happens when there's a story about Pedro Pascal. I automatically go to Spanish. I go to the SAP. I don't know why. Come on. But, okay, so should I say Pedro Pascal?
No.
Pasquale.
You're going to be your authentic self and you're going to say it however you
Pedro
want.
Pascal. I did not know we were going to talk about Pedro Pascal in this show. And mind you, we kind of always talk about Pedro Pascal because I have a hard-on for him. There's always something to say.
What is it about?
I don't know.
Is it like he's kind of like the way Tom Hanks, but like he's like the everyman, but like the Latin everyman, but like hot.
Yes.
You know, he's kind of like a hot everyman.
And he's been like, he's been on a million shows. If you go and look at his track record, he's been on a lot of things that I didn't even know he was in, right? Yeah. So it wasn't like he was an overnight success or like when The Last of Us and all these other movies came out, all of a sudden he was on the radar. No, that was just when he got on my radar, right? So I saw him in Narcos, which I loved as well. So, I mean, but I think that's what it is. I think that he's humble. I think the fact that he loves our community because he's got a trans sister, and that's not the reason, but he's always out there posting for our community, walking around with a Protect the Doll shirt, stuff like that. You know, he's a heartthrob. He doesn't have to do that. If you ask him, though, he has to do that. You know? There's a stark, like a huge comparison and huge difference between someone like, what was we were talking about? Vivian's father, Elon Musk.
Yeah, there you
right?
go. The antithesis.
The antithesis of it. Having someone who is trans or LGBTQ in their family, and it making you have to fight more for them.
Imagine if Elon took all of his resources, which are so much. I mean, Pedro has resources. Pedro, excuse me. But if Elon took all of his resources and channeled them into helping and moving the trans community forward, the billions and billions and billions of dollars, the things that could be created, but
that won't happen.
That's not the way the universe wants it.
Nope. Anyway, so congratulations to the winner.
A lot of burritos, man. Where are the burritos from?
That's a lot of farting. That's a lot of farting.
Obviously a top.
That's a lot of fun. So I don't know why this reminds me of this, but I'm going to say it anyway, right? So I hosted a chili cook-off at the Eagle.
Oh, that's right.
I love how you're laughing and then you notice it was at the Eagle. And you was like, whatever.
Good, yes.
I know, right? I know, Steven Crespo, I adore you. And I love that this was one of his first events as Mr. Eagle. And I was like, okay, what can I do to help? He's like, you're part of it. That's it, right? But it didn't, but I can't tell you, like for weeks before, I was like, okay, I was thinking about the bottoms. I was like, all right, there's going to be a lot of chili here. How is this going to work? Blah, blah, blah. And so when I went and I had my chance to talk for a little, I gave all the bottoms the night off.
Good for you, Faye. Faye's looking out.
I'm always looking out, right? But I was like, listen, I know what we're here to do. We're here to have a good time. I know it's 4 p.m., 5 p.m. You won't have time before Eagle gets really going tonight to go home and do what you have to do to come back. So you have off tonight.
It's a lot of Imodium.
It's a lot of Imodium. But the chili was good as hell. I'm just saying, I didn't have the bottom that night, so I was okay. I never bottomed.
Hey, that's something you need to tell me. I knew it. No.
Let me take a break. I can't with this guy. I got this Greek guy. It kills me. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Let's Kiki on this interesting story. So a drag queen just diffused a pride protest with pizza. Cookie Puss serving glitter and grace at Canyon County Pride in Nampa, Idaho, approached Paul, a Bible-thumping protester holding a "I'm a sinner" sign. He was mid-sermon about repenting of pride when Cookie cut in with the real question. Quote, "What's your favorite pizza topping?" The moment caught on video went viral. Paul, stunned, eventually said, "Bacon," a topping Cookie had never heard of. But just like that, the tension melted like cheese. Cookie later told Queerty, quote, "I just sometimes think, why not engage in a positive way and see what happens," end quote. Moral of the Kiki, drag and dialogue can heal the division and the world. Watch this.
Anything that's not righteous, in a word, anything that does not reflect the nature and character of God is not to be worshipped.
Let me ask you.
So I was guilty of worshiping those things.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What's your favorite topping of pizza?
Who's
I'm not sure that.
You're not sure what your favorite topping of pizza is?
No, it's a non sequitur. I thought we were having a good conversation, and then you just.
I would give it like a 5 out of 10. As far you were kind of just spouting stuff. I think the cool stuff is like getting to know you. Like, what's your favorite kind of pizza?
Fair enough. I mean,
if you can tell me your favorite kind of pizza, I'll listen to you talk about idolatry for like 5 more minutes.
Sure. What a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, sign me up. So, man, I like lots of pizza.
You gotta give me one.
So, bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon pizza? I've never had bacon pizza before.
You never had like a
I don't think so. Just
pineapple
bacon?
No, you said single topping.
Oh, do you mean like Canadian bacon? Like
So,
ham and pineapple?
If you're talking like single topping,
Yeah.
then I'd probably have to say bacon. But I like pizzas that come with all sorts of things. More often than not, if it has like 7 toppings, I'm game.
All right. Well, see, now we have something we can relate on.
There you go.
Well, there you go. All right.
So, hey, curious, where
Let's
are
talk
you
about
from?
it. I am from Arco, Idaho.
Arco. No kidding.
Yeah, see.
Aww. Drag queen disarms protester with pizza question. What are we all talking about? Alex, why are you so affected? You just started crying like mid video, and I'm like, oh, look, she disarmed him. Look. And you're like bawling.
I'm not bawling, calm down.
Okay, sorry.
But,
Tearing up, he's touched.
but look at that. It's just like at the end of the day, who are we?
People.
We are people who like
Pizza.
pizza.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's like,
It's like at the beginning of the video, I hated the guy.
Yeah.
Right? And was like, oh, he's condemning me and everything and everyone that I love. And by the end, like he was disarmed. All of a sudden, he was like, oh yeah, I love pizza. Let me think.
And
you know?
maybe like there was a tiny little flick of the switch. Like there was, what a powerful thing this kid did.
Cookie.
But it's like, this is so weird. There was a motivational speaker back in the day called Anthony Robbins.
Yeah, of course.
And Anthony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. He's still around.
Yeah.
He's still, trust me, my friends pay a lot of money to go see him.
I remember reading his book ages ago, and there was a point where he would talk about having these massive fights with his wife. And all of a sudden he would be like, are you in the mood for Chinese? Like completely just changing the subject or completely like getting them dismantling that kind of that's where it took me back. Like it took me back to that. The way to diffuse an argument or diffuse sort of like this tension is to just completely go off the rails with something, I don't know, like genuine and authentic, but like that will bring you together.
But something
Relatable.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was an interesting, and like at the end of the day, who cares about going to hell? It's like, let's have some pizza with bacon.
Pizza with bacon
on it,
And I was also like, I don't even like bacon that much, but all of a sudden I was like, oh, I mean, he kind of made it interesting where I would probably try the bacon on the pizza, I mean,
we love bacon.
Chorizo. But like even when the drag queen told the protester, okay, if you tell me about your pizza toppings, I'll listen to the rhetoric that you're trying to spoo. You know what I mean? Like,
so now we're negotiating.
We're negotiating, but can you imagine if the right and trans people or the right and LGBTQ plus people could come together and talk about how we eat our pizza and just look at each other and notice that we eat the pizza the same effing way? I mean, this drag queen deserves some kind of award or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can maybe get an interview with her because,
and
you
Nampa,
blew me away. I don't even know where the hell that is.
Nampa,
I almost said Tampa by mistake.
Happy Nampa, Idaho Pride.
Yeah.
You changed the world. Look at you.
You changed the world.
Yeah, good for you.
God, I mean, but like, what a mind F for me, because I'm that person that I'm in the parade and I see a protester and I go like, I want to throw something at them or I want to get in their face and be rude or mean. Like this completely diffused the situation and like you said, planted the seed. Sometimes all we need is that plant, that seed planted that guy, Paul, whatever his name is, might go back to the rest of his haters and go, they're not all that bad. I met one and this and this and this and I didn't die. I didn't turn into one of them and I'm better for it.
No matter how many times that guy is going to tell you you're going to go to hell or you're going to burn in hell, or all he has are his words.
Yeah.
The words they don't feel good, but you're not going to go to hell because this guy's saying you're going to go to hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now that you know that, maybe how you react to what he's saying is on you.
Yeah.
And the way this kid chose to react was not with a sparring with him, but just sort of like, hey, wait a minute, what do you want on your I mean, wow.
No, that was awesome.
That's like some general war tactic strategy.
Listen, Cookie, you are amazing. All right, trust. Yeah. Thank you. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Here at the FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys. I mean, they are the blood that runs through me, all right? And in our segment called Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. This week, Travel Size But Top sent me an email, and Alex can't stop laughing already, and we haven't even started. All right. Dear FayWhat and Alex Tikas, I'm a 5'4" gay guy with a small fit build. I've been called adorable, pocket gay, and fun-sized more times than I can count. And while I've learned to laugh it off most days, the truth is I'm really frustrated. I'm a top. Like a real top. I know who I am. I know what I like, and I'm confident in the bedroom. But no one seems to take me seriously because of my height and size. Tall guys especially often assume I'm the bottom before we've even exchanged more than a few messages. And when I tell them otherwise, they either ghost me, get weirdly dismissive, or act like I'm joking. I once had a guy flat out say, quote, "You're too cute to be a top," end quote. What does that even mean? The problem isn't just about hooking up. It's about being seen, respected, and not reduced to a stereotype. I don't want to have to prove my masculinity or dominance just because I'm under 5'6". But in this community where height seems to tower above everything else, pun sort of intended, I often feel invisible or miscast. Is there a way to change how people see me without feeling like I have to constantly prove myself? And how do I handle a rejection or assumptions without letting it mess with my head? Sign, Travel Size, but a top. Look at Alex. Do you see how red he is right now, folks? He hasn't stopped laughing since I started reading the letter. So we're just going to give him a second. Hold on.
Okay. I don't want to get canceled. I'm sorry. I'm going to get canceled and I don't want to get canceled.
Listen, okay. Travel Size reached out to us. Okay. So he wants some help and we want to be as unbiased as possible.
Okay. So let's like sort it out.
Okay.
In the gay community, you are a unicorn. Well, you're not a unicorn, but, to present yourself as a top with your size, it's going to present some challenges, right? Mm-hmm. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But you can't change how people are going to react to who you are. They're going to react however they're going to react. And it's just your job to just sort of like continue to stay confident and strong in what you want and what you desire. It's just going to be challenging. Speaking from personal experience, like, unfortunately, for me, I haven't gotten away from that stereotype. It's very, when somebody of that size and stature presents himself as a top to me.
You're still like, show me.
Well, it's like giving a Tic Tac to a whale. I mean, I just... And I have to get away from that. Mm-hmm. That's where I need to learn and move away and try to not feel that way.
I love when we're able to even educate ourselves
in
these kind of things. You know what I mean? Because like you're being like truthful. You're like, I'm still like, okay, I still deal with that stereotype, and that's the first thing I think of.
I have met some shorter sized men with,
a kickstand.
It's a tripod. It's like, oh, let me put my little phone on you so you can film me because you are a tripod. So they are, and it shouldn't be about, again with that fucking stereotype, and I shouldn't speak this way, but it shouldn't be about like penis size, or it shouldn't be about, oh my God, how you're presented. But you are who you are. I am a happy bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when people meet you, they often think that you're a top. Okay,
they want that top But I'm like, okay, I'm a bottom. So it's like, but I'm also like 6'1", like 230 pounds. Like, yeah,
exactly. No one's gonna, when you tell them that, they're like, oh, okay.
We can't like I have to stop personally. Stop sort of like putting everybody in these categories and subcategories, and this is who you are, and know this, know that, know this. I don't like that. I don't like that. This is like where this is a good letter. This was a good letter because this is where we have to ask ourselves the questions. What are we doing? These guys are not doing anything wrong. He's being who he is, and he's proud
in
of
our
who
community.
he is. But my reaction to them shouldn't have been laughter, and I actually want to apologize about that. Because it's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair. And like, we're a community that prides ourselves with like breaking away from traditional roles.
Right.
Like that is so
Welcoming
wild
everyone.
that we still do this shit.
You know
what I mean? And like, again, I have a few friends that are shorter, right? That, you know what I mean? Stephen Crespo, right?
Who I love.
Who I adore.
Yeah.
But he's one of the most like put together, he's got like his shit together. He knows that he's hot. He is, very body positive. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's a top or a bottom. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He just is.
There are people that come into the bar that are gender fluid, that are non-binary, that will tell me to call them sir. Like they are sirs. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta think about this because they are looking, they won't dominate me, or they're not going to, but they are confident in who they are and who they represent as themselves. You know what I mean? So respect,
So respect. Yeah. And that might also have, not might, it definitely happens also to the tallest guy in the room or the buff guy in the room, that automatically you're expecting them to be a top and they're a bottom because they're a bottom. You know what I mean? Like,
so if you are who you are at your height, and you're this pocket gay, and you're this pocket gay dom top, and you are who you are, just like there's a lid for every pot, and for every 10 guys that you meet, there's going to be 1 or 2 that are going to be like, let's go. And those are pretty good odds. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because the reality is that you're going to be living with this forever, honey. Like, you're not going to get taller. The world's not going to change,
The world's
right?
not going to change. It's not your job to change the world. It's just your job to, like, react to how the world is, like, reacting towards you.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to go back to Steven, but when Steven walks into a room, he walks into a mother effing room, right? Like, you walk into the room with whatever your stature is, like if you're freaking 8 feet tall, okay? That's how you walk into a room. That's how you get noticed, and that's how people are like, wait a minute, wow, that's a lot in that small package,
Shout out to Stephen Crespo. I love me some Stephen Crespo.
Well, you keep those emails coming, okay? Because we love to help over here at the FayWhat Show. Keep them coming at FayWhat@happeningout.com, and Alex Tikas seems to love them even more. Right?
Yep. Keep them coming, please.
Keep them coming. Next up, on Sunday, June 8th, right? Something truly magical happened at the Adrian Arch Center. We danced, we celebrated, we honored each other, and we did it under the rainbow at this year's CommuniTEA Dance. And let me tell you, it was incredible. First of all, standing on the stage, the actual stage of the Ziff Ballet Opera House, hosting a pride celebration for our South Florida LGBTQ plus community. That was a full circle moment. I'll never forget. Thank you to the Arts Center and the entire team who believed in creating this beautiful, free, inclusive event. The energy was electric. From the moment doors opened, you could feel the love, the pride, and the power of the chosen family gathering. DJ Music Cat kept the entire crowd moving with a mix that only she can deliver. Fierce, uplifting, and unstoppable. And our local drag stars, Aricela, Sagittae, and Dominique Trix, lit up that stage with performances that were bold, emotional, and unforgettable. And then came Vincent. Oh my God, yes, the Vincent. Meeting them was a freaking dream. Watching them perform was pure joy. Their voice, their presence, their message, it reminded us that queerness is not just something to be tolerated or even accepted. It's something to be celebrated. Vincent reminded every person in that room that we belong in art, in music, in history, and on every freaking stage we dare to be on. What made this event truly shine, though, was you, the community, the friends who came together, the allies who showed up, the dancers, the lovers, the volunteers, the artists, the vendors at the Pride Marketplace, everyone who brought their magic and made that room feel like home. We need more of this. Safe, joyful, visible, accessible, big celebrations of who we are. Because Pride isn't just about parties, it's about power. The power of coming together. The power of saying we're here. We're proud, and we're not going freaking anywhere. To the Adrian Arch Center, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, and every hand behind the scenes, thank you for pouring into this with such intention and love. And to Vincent, from the bottom of my glittery little Latino heart, thank you for giving us a moment we'll never forget. Until next year, stay loud, stay visible, and stay fabulous, all right? I'm FayWhat, and this has been a special presentation of the FayWhat Show. Make sure that you check out the CommuniTEA Dance in 2026. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Let me remind you that the Hotspot's Happening Out nonprofit travel club is planning an amazing Florida AIDS Walk cruise on November 2nd from Miami. The 3-day cruise is on the gigantic 170,000-ton MSC Seascape and starts at just $199. Already, nearly 100 people are going, and it supports some of the most important LGBTQ plus nonprofits in South Florida. Special parties, events, and even a 3-day open bar and Wi-Fi package are available for just $68. And that's unlimited cocktails, beer, wine, sodas, coffees, bottled water, and Wi-Fi for $68 for all 3 days. This is the only cruise like it in 2025. Join us at Hotspot's Happening Out to support our mission for the LGBTQ plus community.
Welcome to the newest trip from the nonprofit travel club, Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise aboard MSC Seascape, departing November 2nd, 2025. Celebrate pride and unity on this one-of-a-kind 3-day cruise aboard the luxurious MSC Seascape, all starting from just $199. Your journey begins in Miami as you board the stunning MSC Seascape, a $1 billion, 170,000-ton masterpiece of Italian design, offering incredible amenities, exclusive events, and a vibrant community of travelers united by a great cause. The MSC Seascape is a 5-star state-of-the-art new ship. This 170,000 giant ship boasts unique features like the glass-floored Bridge of Sighs, panoramic elevators, and a replica of the Statue of Liberty. The onboard design pays tribute to New York City, featuring Times Square-inspired spaces and a breathtaking LED wall. You will want to sail in the world's best cabin category called MSC Yacht Club. This luxury cruise within a cruise is a private 3-deck top of the ship private club. The Yacht Club includes private reception 24 hours a day, a gourmet private restaurant, a luxury lounge with open bar and food 24 hours a day. Available to just 200 guests. Your yacht club has a private sun deck and private pool. There are so many other features that makes this a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The nonprofit travel club is unique in that we are not a travel agency. We are a nonprofit 501c3 company that uses educational travel to raise funds for the community. With us, you travel for good. And that is what you do on this cruise as you support the Florida AIDS Walk and the beneficiaries that provide support to our community. Our trips are special because they include so much. Onboard activities and exclusive parties at Ocean Cay are all part of your travel package. Not just that, this Pride Cruise also offers you unlimited open bar package with cocktails, beer, wine, sodas, coffees, and bottled water, along with Wi-Fi aboard the ship and on Ocean Cay for just $68. Plus, you get access to over a dozen bars and exclusive beach events. Your open bar package is unique in that it is valid on ship and all day and evening at bars on the private island. Your wonderful Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise begins on day 1 as you board MSC Seascape as early as 11 a.m. You enjoy an exclusive open bar cocktail party with Florida AIDS Walk reunion guests. Tonight, you have an exclusive invitation to the Travel Club dance party. There are shows and great dining choices awaiting you. On day 2, you visit what Condé Nast readers say is the world's best cruise line private island. $1 billion was spent to create this magnificent marine reserve. Ocean Cay features incredible beaches and lagoons. When you participate in our exclusive $68 open bar and Wi-Fi package, all services will be available to you at more than a dozen island bars. You will enjoy lunch at the main Ocean Cay Pavilion and more than a dozen food trucks that provide unique food opportunities. Plus, the Florida AIDS Walk Cruise will have several events today. This morning, you will participate in our pavilion and beach party called Seize the Day. It will be the only daytime beach party with a DJ and great beach dance music. Tonight, you are invited to Roar on the Show, where you have bonfires, a DJ, an open bar, and a thrilling rainbow light show at the Ocean Cay Lighthouse. Your day will be one of the best tropical experiences of your life. Tonight, once you are back on the ship, you participate in our exclusive invitation to the Travel Club's dance party. Your amazing cruise to celebrate the Florida AIDS Pride Cruise comes to an end on day 3. Enjoy a farewell breakfast and you can get off the ship as early as 7:30 a.m. By being on this trip, you have not only had fun, but also have helped so many Florida AIDS Walk beneficiaries. Secure your spot with just a $99 deposit for the interior, ocean view, balcony, and suites, or pay just $299 for the exclusive Yacht Club category. Flexible interest-free payment plans are available for just $49 per month. Protect your trip with travel insurance starting at $36, or choose cancel for any reason coverage starting at just $67. Book now at the Travel Club website and be part of this unforgettable journey. Celebrate pride, luxury, and making a difference. Don't miss this one-time only cruise in 2025.
It's time for the big interview. And at the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people who are important to our LGBTQ plus community and important to me. And this morning, I present to you an interview with one such influential queer trailblazer. She's Erica Norell. All right. So if you know drag, you know Erica Norell. And if you know me, you know I'm lucky enough to have been called fish by her for many years, and that's not a title that she hands out lightly. All right. In fact, she once said I could be part of the Norell family. I just had to pay like $3,000 or something like that. Anyway, if you've ever watched her perform, been costumed by her genius, or just stood next to her in a dressing room, you know how much that truly, really means from Erica Norell. Erica Norell isn't just a queen; she's a freaking movement. She's mentored generations of performers across South Florida, dominated the most prestigious national pageants, and created looks worn by Grammy winners and praised by NBA legends. She can give you Sunset Boulevard level drama or showgirl sparkle and still be humble enough to say, I'm not an icon, all right? I think she is. And of course, you know, but she'll never admit it. Here on the FayWhat show is Erica Norell.
The crowd goes home.
The crowd goes home. Mama, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, happy Pride.
Fine, I know, right? My Mrs. Roper.
I love it. I love it with your beautiful trans
This is an
flag.
exclusive for you.
Is it?
Yes, of course.
I love that. Do I get to keep it?
You can keep it.
Yay!
Well, you said whatever I wear to bed, right? Which I think that would be pornographic. So I made a captain.
Well, and that's the thing, Erica, from like early on, she was on the show a couple of years ago, and like I was like, look, Mama, just wear what you wear in bed. She goes, girl, I can't do that. They'll cancel your show, right?
Or at least move it to another network.
Or at least move it. You know, OnlyFans will come calling and be like, Faye, we need your show on our network. You know what I mean?
I'm starting my OnlyFlans too. So.
OnlyFlans.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, the Cubans, you know, that's some good stuff. So, Erica, you said once, I'm Cuban, I'm a drag queen, I'm late to everything, right?
Yeah.
That's such a fun quote. Where did that motto come from?
I have no idea. I just keep, everybody. I'm always. Well, I'm getting better though at it. Erica 2.0 is a little bit more.
Well, I mean, it only took 30 years.
Yeah, it only took 30 years. But I come from a long line of proud Cuban people that we're never on time for anything, but we always look good and we have fun. So
exactly,
that's what counts, right?
And that's all that
so
counts.
You got regular time, you've got drag time, and then you have Norell time.
Okay, all right.
Time, yeah. So you got to tell me, you know.
So do people tell you a different time so you can get there at a certain time?
Well, the funny thing is I do that to myself. So like all my clocks in my house, I have them like
all ahead.
I have them all ahead. But then I know that I did that. So I just
so you still do it.
Yeah.
No, and that's the worst part because I do too, right? I have the alarms. I have things going off. I have, oh, Siri, give me a 10-minute timer. Alexa, give me 30 minutes. So I know what I'm doing and what I'm working with. Right. But still the procrastination is real. I have to go look at my social media and someone texts me so that I forget and then I go down that rabbit hole and then I end up being late anyway.
And then your lash doesn't stick on and you got to do it.
Oh my God. So look, when I came in, I always have I've learned a lot of things from my beautiful drag queens that I surround myself with, but I'm not up to their caliber yet, all right? And I constantly, I'm like, Erica, does this ever happen to you that one lash just won't go?
Yes.
And she said yes.
And it's
Doesn't
always
it make you feel better? Is it always the same
It's always
eye?
this one, yeah.
It's always that eye.
Yeah, that eye. And then it's like stabbing, like they're stabbing you with like a letter opener.
Oh.
It's horrible.
Oh, yeah, right? Because like one little thing in your eye really
But then
sucks.
you go like that and just play it off like that.
Yeah, like super sexy.
I went through a no lash phase once, and it was not cute. No.
Wow.
We need lashes.
No, we need lashes.
Even if they're baby ones.
We need lashes. I think there was one time that I couldn't wear lashes, and Misty Eyes did my makeup. Hi, Misty. And she like drew lashes like on my face. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So from far, it kind of looked like I had lashes.
lashes.
Up close, I look crazy. But like, from far, I had lashes. You
By
know
the
what I
way,
mean?
Misty looks amazing.
Misty está lindísima.
Yeah.
I saw her at we both saw her at
Right,
Stonewall Pride
yeah,
over the weekend.
uh-huh.
At the pageant,
At the
excuse
pageant,
me.
at the pageant.
Yeah.
Yes. Next year makes my 20th anniversary that I won that pageant.
Wow. No, you're not old.
I'm vintage.
You're vintage. No, but listen, whatever you want to say it. If you're old, you're vintage, like wine, whatever you want to say. The reality is that, like, okay, I've been blessed to judge a lot of pageants. And I have seen when you go out for a crown, I see bitches go home. Like, I have seen bitches come up, register and go, oh, who else is... Yeah, I'm good, right? I'm good. I'm not gonna say the pageant that this happened, but it happened recently. It's been within a year,
Oh my God.
all right? And like literally, somebody was like, "Ay, pa qué? I'm not even gonna try."
But see, as flattering as that is, it bugs me because
Okay,
how are you going to get better if you don't want to compete with people that you consider not better than you, but
Colleagues
you know what I mean?
that you consider colleagues.
I
Yes.
don't want to walk in and just be the only contestant, because then there's no contest.
That's true.
And it
That's true.
you don't improve. You know what I mean? So like, and everybody has enough. I've lost. I'm sure. I've lost.
She had to think about
just
it.
a couple of them, but
She had to think about it, but they made you better, right?
Of course.
I mean,
Yeah,
like that's
you
the
learn.
thing.
That's the only way you learn.
And then, like, in our community, we've got to get past the point of everything happening to us. F that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything has to happen for us.
Right,
So no puede aprender. You can
Well,
learn.
it's like we also live in a like instant gratification. Like everything is
'Cause of
so
social
accessible.
media.
Everything is so accessible
Yeah.
now. So, but life is not like that.
Yeah.
You can't expect that you're just gonna get there and breeze through, and then you're gonna get no, it doesn't happen like that. you know?
Yeah.
And I love a good pageant where like
There's drama.
where you don't know like what's
and
at
you
the
don't know
end,
who's
like you
gonna
don't know
win.
what's gonna happen.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Well, and that's kind of like the case, like, question and answer. Like, girls, man, that could make or break your whole entire thing when you
Absolutely.
open your mouth.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
Absolutely. And people have the wrong a misconception about that category. Question and answer is not. There's no right or wrong answer. They're not going to ask you what's 2 + 2.
Because it's from your seat, right?
What they want to see is what you've judged. They want to see your personality and how you project, how you speak in public. If there's something that comes up with that, if you can handle a problem, it's just be yourself.
Yeah.
I tell the girls just to have a conversation pick one person and talk to them, like and just be yourself. And you can laugh and you can stop for a minute. You can stutter if you're like, and it just shows that you're a real person.
And it shows that you're a real person.
If you sound too rehearsed, sometimes I don't want to mention, but some of the girls like sometimes just you're quoting from this and that, like obviously you rehearsed it. That's not what they want to see.
Yeah. No, and of course, be prepared, right? Erica's not telling you not to prepare, but just like be aware that they want to see your personality, right? So pause, take a moment, right?
A little messy is good sometimes. A little
Okay.
messy is good. It's entertaining.
Hashtag a little messy is good sometimes.
Yeah.
There you go. You gotta be sometimes, And I mean, and again, like, if you throw a bunch of pasta at the wall, one of them is going to stick, right? Erica has won 1 million titles. I mean, like, if I named all the titles, it would take up the time that we have for this interview.
Yeah, I've tried, and I was filling out an application for something once, and it was like 4 pages, and I was like, and then I forgot, after I turned in the thing, I forgot like 3 of them, and but back in the day, here we go. Back in the day, vintage, before social media and everything, the way you got your name out there was doing pageants.
Okay.
People in Texas wouldn't have known who I was if I didn't go and do Miss USA. You know, like things like that.
Yes.
So that was the thing. I think pageants have unfortunately died down a little bit because everybody just wants to be a star on social media.
Yeah.
And it's easier.
Yeah.
So-
Who did you look up to early pageants? Like, was there someone that when you walked in, you were like, oh shit, this is going to be tough competition and I'm ready for it?
Gloria Klein.
Okay, tell me about her.
Gloria Klein was, yes, she's still around, but.
Ya la mataste.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hi, Gloria.
Well,
Sorry
hi,
about that.
Gloria. We're all a little dead on the inside.
We're all slowly dying. We're trying to
Right.
figure out our expirations
Right.
ourselves. Don't worry.
Gloria, I mean, she was the pageant queen. The wardrobe was amazing. And this is a queen that was hypnotizing. Like she would go out there and just and people were in awe of what she was doing, you know. So definitely Gloria Klein. Monica Monroe, who is actually the reason I started doing drag.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because my drag mother, Jessica Nolan, may she rest in power, showed me a video. I used to do Jessica's hair, and she showed me a video of Monica, and I said, oh, I want to do that. Because this queen, if y'all out there get a chance to like look her up, and there's some videos of her online, Monica is just, you don't know what's going to happen. When they say, welcome to the stage, Monica Monroe, you don't know if you're going to get a Barbie doll or Satan. You know what I mean? Like, you're like
yes,
like,
yes.
It's just always so creative. And,
Yes.
And so, like, I like people that stop you in your tracks, that you have to make you, it's that X Factor thing where, like, you have to.
That star power.
Yeah. You know.
But you have that, Erica. So you think you've learned that from that?
I try.
Well, but you also, like, again, like you were saying about the pageants, right?
Yeah.
Like, try the pageant.
Yeah.
That's a lot of practice, but you've been working for, 20 plus years.
32 years almost.
Did you ever want to be on Drag Race? I know that's a dumb question, and it's like, well, just because you're in drag, like, do you just want to be on Drag Race? It's not the case, you know what I mean? Okay.
I feel in a way that I have been on there because there are a lot of my girls that, have been on it. I just don't understand why I can't get on the show.
Oh, so you have applied. You have applied.
No, I have not.
I don't know why I haven't gotten on this show. I don't understand.
I mean,
have you applied? No. But you just wanted like an air, like just an air that someone's gonna go, hey, Erica, you need to be on the show.
I mean, I might do it. Some coming up soon.
There's still time.
There's still time.
It's only 31 years.
There's
I mean,
I have another 30, at least another 31 to go.
At least another 31.
At least when I get on there, Rue won't be the oldest one on the set. That'll be great.
So you've been a mentor to so many queens across South Florida. There are so many times that queens, I'll interview queens right here in this bed, Erica, and they'll be like, who was your role model? Oh, I looked up to Erica Norell. She could sing, she could dance, she could make her own clothing. You know what I mean? You've gotten a lot better.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm
before it was like, it was the Mariah Carey shit. Now you're like, let me lay on the dancer, let me do a little thing.
I've learned what works for me.
Okay.
Which is what you have to do in this business. Not everybody's gonna do Queen of Flips. Not everybody's gonna do the death drops. Not everybody's gonna do that. Right, of course. Yeah. And I mean, and I have a very strong opinion on that. Well, you just I'm gonna keep it to myself, but I feel sometimes the girls that do those tricks forget to move their mouth. So I feel like if you just do a little bit of everything, you have to be able to lip sync. You have to know what moves work for you, where and when to do them. Not everything is nowadays. A lot of the girls think everything is jumping up and down, doing a cartwheel and a backflip, and that's not all the drag is about. I mean, if you can stand there and do a ballad and keep the crowd's attention, that's art.
That's the art right there.
Art, of
yes.
course.
And you you say it so like, just do a ballad and keep the, you know what I mean? It's not easy for people to do.
No, it's not.
I have been at places where it's like someone comes in with a ballad and the whole shit goes down. You know what I mean? Like everybody went to go get a drink, everybody went to the bathroom at that moment because they didn't want to hear a ballad.
But I came from an old school of, women like Nikki Adams who said, you can, if you have to stand there and the music has to keep going all the way past your fingertips all the way to the sky, and it's a beautiful thing to do. There are newer girls that have that. TP Lords.
TP is not new.
But she's new to me. I always want her to be younger. That makes me younger too.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. No, TP is freaking amazing. It doesn't get any better than TP.
She's been around almost as long as I have. But like she'll come out to perform, and I always tell her I'm screwed if I start watching you, because then I'll be late for everything else because I can't stop watching you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like she keeps you.
It is, yeah.
And one of the best performances I've seen in a long time was on Drag Race, and it was Roxy Andrews.
Okay.
One of the little lip sync for your life things, and she had on this caftan, right, and a nail file, and she just stood there, and
just filed her nails to the song.
But her lip sync was so on point, and her facial expressions. The other girl, bless her heart, who was a great entertainer, also was
flipping, jumping, de todo.
And she stood there like this,
and she won. Shut up.
And I mean, the look on RuPaul's face, it was like, bitch, like. That's entertaining. That's as entertaining to me as somebody, jumping around and doing everything else.
Well, 30 years. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, if you were jumping and flipping like that, your body would not. You've got to have wear and tear now, Erica. Ahora la cosa, things hurt now. Like when I'm doing things for a long period of time, all of a sudden I sit down and I'm like, oh, what just happened? You know what I mean?
When the adrenaline started with the stuff working.
When everything stops, all of a sudden I feel it in my joints and my bones and everything, and that's just me on stage jumping and getting the crowd together.
Right.
It's not doing a musical number for that amount of time.
It's a lot of energy. Anytime you're in front of a group of people, like it takes a lot of energy. It's a lot of work. It takes it out of you. And we're not getting any younger.
And we're not getting any.
We're also not getting any older, but we're not getting any younger. No, I'm scared sometimes for some of these girls that I see go out there and do these, like, at Palace, they jump off the roof of the thing onto the sidewalk.
Yes, at our house too, and they fall, and then they go like death drop, and then they're right into a split, and I'm like, how can you do that forever?
But mind you, they do this without warming up, without cooling down. Like, they arrive, put on their makeup, and they're on stage flipping. Like, I always tell them, if you make it to my age, and you're still relevant,
which is very difficult, just so you know.
Text me, because I'll be busy. I won't be able to answer the phone. But it scares me for real. Sometimes I try to tell them, girl,
take
try
it
to
easy.
Do some stretching, work, help out your body, because it's not good.
Yeah,
not
something in your 20s is not the same in your 40s anymore. Let's put it that way, and even higher, it's even more. Let's talk about
I remember my 40s.
Oh, Erica's 40s were so great.
I'm a month away from 53, Diva.
What?
Yes, and I'm proud of it.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
And you look amazing. Look,
I would like to, a shout out to 3M, because I'm.
Thank you for the tape. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I say thank you to the Botox lady in Westchester. I love you. Thank you. Erica, like we were saying before, we've known each other now 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Voodoo Lounge days back in the day when drag brunches weren't everywhere, where drag performers didn't have everywhere to perform at.
Right. Exactly.
And the reason I remember Voodoo was because it was a straight place, and you guys turned it into what it was. What I mean?
It was an everybody place. It was that was really, people talk about being inclusive and stuff like that. Now that place was.
Hi, Wendy, and everybody that brought Voodoo together.
Danny, Wendy.
Yes. All the hot security guards that were straight.
And my ex, Eric, who owned it for a little while, too.
Oh, Eric, yes.
So cute.
That place was amazing.
It was a place where everybody, it didn't matter if you were gay, straight, bi, tri, trans, whatever.
No.
It just, everybody was there to have a good time.
And everybody was there, and it was Sunday night, and everybody just knew. Like, it was just a fabulous time.
And the money was great, too.
And the money, I bet. Yeah, I remember my drugs were great, too. My drugs were...
That might be why we thought it was so great.
That's probably why we thought it was so great. Listen. Anyway, let's talk about the Norell family. Okay? How long has the Norell family been in existence? Since you had the name?
Okay. I think I was again, back to my drag mother, Jessica. She taught me. Her last name was Nolan.
Okay.
And when I started doing drag, I thought I was going to be Erica Nolan, but she said,
"That's not you."
Right. She said, "You need to succeed on your own merit." Or fail on your own, you know what I mean? So you need your own name. And one day I was just looking through a magazine and I saw Norell. Norman Norell was a fashion designer in the 30s. And I said, Erica Norell, oh, that sounds good. We'll keep that. And then all of a sudden, Norell started popping up. There's a whole Norell branch in Texas. And and here locally, I only have 2 girls that have the last name because I try to keep that. Well, but they're still all my daughters.
Okay, and who are they?
Oh, the ones with my name? Yeah. It's Taina Norell and Nellie Norell.
Okay. Yeah. And they're awesome.
Oh, amazing.
How important is having that unity? Because, you also go between the Lords family, other families.
And I'm also a Lords. They made me a Lords a couple of years ago. And I was like,
they had to because you were always at dinner. So they were like, you might as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think I'm an honorary Lenore, too, because, Velvet's my sister. I know she's your favorite. So, hi, Velvet.
Hi, Velvet.
It's also her fault that I make clothes because she's the one that, begged me, please make me a dress.
Is that how that started?
Yeah.
Because you were doing it for yourself.
I started doing little things for myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But have you sewed since you were a kid?
No.
Okay, so as an adult, you started with a sewing machine.
Yes, yeah.
And you make these incredible things that you do now.
I started screwing stuff up, and and then Velvet made me basically. If you know Velvet, you can't say no to me.
No, you can't say no to her.
So I started sewing for her, and she started promoting my stuff, and then all of a sudden, took off. So I do that. I love anything that's creative.
Yeah. Well, no, and some of these outfits are just to die for. You just mentioned a designer from the 30s. You know what I mean? That's in your heart somewhere. You understand? Nobody mentions a designer from the 30s unless that's in here somewhere.
I love that. I love it.
Your longevity is beyond, Erica. Most people can't say that they've been doing this for 30 years and still look as flawless as you do, baby, okay? But will you retire? Like, could you retire? Could you start? Like, I can see you having a business where it's a drag shop and, like, you know, you have a bunch of people sewing for you and you're
so
there
funny.
designing
That's so funny
shit
because
on the
that's always been-
walls and, like,
I have
you know.
She's putting me through it.
I know.
My dream was always to,
No, you look beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I know. I'm kidding. You look cute too.
Except for my one eye.
my thing, my goal, my plan was always to open a big drag one-stop shop for drag.
I love that.
Right,
Uh-huh.
and it I'm not gonna say what I want to call it because then people will steal the name. But
Okay, don't.
my girls know.
Uh-huh.
But I think that there needs to be a place where you can go at 2:00 in the morning if you just finished a show and you realize my heel broke, and you can buy a pair of size 14 platform heels. You know what I mean?
Or even buy size 14 platform heels because that's not readily available.
And you can go and buy a whole one-stop shop for. You're gonna do a pageant. You know, we would have like a package deal, different price ranges, where we put you together with modeling classes. We have a makeup artist, a choreographer. I think a place like that would be
I
a
love
great
that.
business.
Like a Casanova for drag.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes,
Casablanca. Casanova.
Casanova was the club.
Sorry. Coño, we're old. Sorry.
Look it up. Google it, kids.
Google it, kids. Okay, but yes, Casablanca, but for drag.
Right, like a nonstop. You know.
I love that.
I
Okay,
think
so
it's a great. But
that's a lot of work, and in what time? Like I don't.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to start making up more time.
Okay, but it is something in your.
I've been on stage since I was 5 years old. When I was 5 years old, my mom, my birth mom, who is a goddess, threw me on stage in a rhinestone fringe catsuit doing Elvis Presley. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about the Elvis Presley behind. That's how it started.
Almost right. Yeah. That was all her fault.
God.
So since I was 5 years old, I've been on stage. I don't know.
You don't know anything else.
When I started doing drag, I was like, well, I started when I was like 21, and I thought, when I'm 30, I'll retire because nobody wants to see a 30-year-old queen. And then I thought, well, I can wait till I'm 40. And then now next month I'll be 53, and I don't see myself quitting anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my trapdoor facelift and keep going.
Oh my God.
The trapdoor facelift is the one where Google it, kids.
Google it, kids.
Where they
Right?
pull you up so tight that you have to put a trapdoor here so you can pee.
But you can do it. I still see this as a possibility.
Of course.
It's just, it's just time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that, like, we want more of you. So, as much as we keep on wanting you, you're going to keep on giving
I have a lot to give. I just,
You know what I mean?
I wish I could give more. There's like, I feel like I'm like Mama Rose when she what I have inside of me. What I have inside of me, if I could let it out.
And something that you have inside of you, we've got to talk about your mom. I didn't even have her in the notes or anything. I totally forgot about how, like, and I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
Yeah.
But,
no, don't cry.
I'm not. But, like, what your mom was to people is what you're your mom's legacy.
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
what you do for other queens is what she did for these queens. You know what I mean? Like,
I wish I could be like half, half of what she was. No, don't, because she always told me not.
Give a little backstory on your mom, please. Tell them a little bit about your mom and like what. Like, I mean, again, please, without trying.
If you know me, chances are you know my mom. Or you've heard of
your
mom.
mom.
My mom
yes.
was like everybody's mom. She was.
Her name?
Zulema was her name. Yeah, and or Mama Norel.
Mama Norel, yeah.
My mom had 4 drag titles, like honorary. I mean, like wait a minute.
She never competed on
never
stage.
competed. No, never competed. But the last one, she was Miss Noche Latina, Elite. And she even like the opening production the following year. She came out with her walker, honey, in the opening with her crown on and everything. She was, She used to go. She was always at all my shows. I mean,
and all the queens would go to her for help for anything. They would talk to her more than you.
Oh, absolutely. Oh no, absolutely. She was always there for everybody. And at the same time, she was the best. I mean, you think you're a good judge? If that woman would have been on a judges panel, nobody would have won a badge. Like she was spooky and spookable. Like she was, and then she would look at me under the table. She'd go, like she did. She was a tough critic.
Do you feel her?
Oh, of course, always. Every dream that I have, I have very vivid like dreams. Usually, she's always there. If she's not part of the action, she'll be like in a corner looking.
She's there.
But I see her every night when I go to see, and I feel her around me. Of course I do.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Isn't that a beautiful gift?
Oh, I mean, I don't think. Like I said, there's very few. There's not. I can't even. There's no words to describe that woman.
No,
She was.
no.
She was amazing.
You know,
She
at Miss
was
Florida,
amazing.
at Miss
She-
Florida FI a couple of years ago, I want to say they had honored her, and like you could,
Yeah.
the whole room,
Yeah.
like gasped and was like,
Yeah, when
Like,
when they did
when they
do
put the digital stuff.
That was very tough for me. I couldn't. I wasn't in. I had to leave the room when it started because I knew that they were gonna do that, and I locked myself in the restroom, in the ladies' room, and actually Kelly Anderson found out I was in, and just I've never, because even Kelly, who has really never lived in South Florida until recently, and like didn't, but knew how much,
the unity.
yeah, pushed her way into the bathroom. Everybody out, and like calmed me down, is because it really affected.
You were
me.
affected.
Of course, because she was my everything.
Yeah.
My life has not been the same actually since she moved to the other realm. Because I don't think I don't think she went anywhere. She used to say
She's just hanging around.
Transition. She used to tell people that she was the first sex change from Cuba. She was a drag queen too.
Qué mala. Ay, ay,
My
ay.
whole family though has always been very supportive, which is I think what keeps a little bit of sanity that I have left. I mean, we're Cuban, so Cuban.
Why are you Cuban so
very-
Cuban?
Because it's fabulous. Are you kidding me?
Cubans are fabulous. You're
kidding me?
late. You have
Amazing.
incredible food. You're great
Yeah,
in bed. You're
absolutely.
crazy. You're psychotic. You're stalkerish. You're
Music
needy.
is great. Everything is
You're dramatic. No, I'm married to a Cuban, so I could say
see
that. You
Yeah.
know.
We're dramatic, but you love that drama.
Oh, I
You
love
can't stay
every
away from
moment of
course.
it. But when I moved to Miami, right, almost 30 years ago, I pledged that I would never marry a Cuban.
that doesn't
I said
work.
I will F every Cuban known to man from here to Havana, right? But I said nunca, and I end up married to a Cuban.
And you have never been happy.
And I've never been happier
see?
than that bitch, because I used to be a hoe, Erica.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
I applaud that. That's great. Everybody, you know what I mean? If you don't listen.
I used to just do lines of cocaine off penises, okay? Just for fun, because it was there. You know what I mean? Like, and now I am 10 years
I
sober,
don't know
bitches,
what
so
you're talking
whatever.
about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Erica's like, I may or may not have been in that room maybe once or twice. I'm just saying.
If there was a penis, chances are I was there.
Oh my God. Erica, you've won virtually every major title in drag, like we talked about, right? But you still say, I'm not an icon, right? What would make you an icon then? Like you've won every pageant, have been spotlighted and everything. Like this year, I'm actually one of the recipients from Take Pride, right? Which is given by the History Fort Lauderdale, right? When
It's about time.
When I first hosted it, they were giving Erica the award, and I was like, ah! You know
Yeah, but
what I mean?
it took them 3 years to give it to me. That's why I'm like, well, maybe I'm not an icon. I think that that word, icon and legend, people nowadays, they just throw it around like it's nothing. And I have such a huge respect for these ladies that came before me, Nikki Adams, Tiffany Arriaga, Electra. To me, they're icons.
Yeah.
And until they're no longer here, then maybe I can move up and graduate to that. And if when they hear me saying that, they're gonna read me, because especially Nikki always tells me, "You're one of us." And I'm like, "No, I'm not yet." I still feel like I'm.
She goes, not yet.
They make
I'm
me
not
feel
that
like
old.
No, it's just that they make me feel like when I'm around people like that, I get like starstruck.
Yeah, because you see the Nikki Adams, you see everything that they've done. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some are retiring at this point.
And when they were doing it, it was not as easy as it is now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even when I started doing
yeah.
drag, when TP, Daisy, and I, the Holy Trinity, when we started, we didn't have the internet to go to. You couldn't just order a lace front wig or a pair of lashes. You had to like figure it out.
Yes.
And it was not so.
You had to resolver.
You had
okay?
to get creative with it, yeah.
And that's something that I think us Latinos just have inherently, right? We're always, okay, se tiene que resolver. We don't have, okay, let's figure it out.
This is for Taina, I know she's watching. We figure it out. We figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. I remember I think it was Puerto Rico or something, and I went with Liza, that we both are, have a friend, right?
Yeah.
And our luggage was lost. Right? And we had to do a show.
Oh, yeah.
And Liza found a CVS and a Walgreens and like some little corner bodega and like put together 3 outfits ahí en lo que sea con glue and tape. You know what I
How many
mean?
times traveling when I was Miss USA, they would lose my luggage and I had to figure out some drag. It's amazing what you can do at a Walmart.
Just saying. Just saying. So when Erica's not working, she's collecting shoes in every size. Okay, and the reason I say every size is because, like, I'll get shoes sometimes that are smaller than my foot, but I will squish my mother effing foot in it because it looks so damn good that I refuse. I'm gonna buy that damn shoe. You know what I mean?
I got a pair of shoes the other day. There's somebody who always sends me like beautiful, and I looked at them and I said, "What am I supposed to like put both of them on one foot? Like because
that's how little they were.
5.5." But they were fabulous Manolo Blahniks, and I just kept them. I have them. I look at them and say, "Hey, kids."
Hi.
And you know that your feet never stop growing as you get older.
I didn't know that.
Your feet, your ears, and your nose never stop growing.
Oh.
And it's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
It is.
I have shoes that I have never worn, and I can't wear them.
No, but that makes sense because I have a pair of shoes that I haven't worn in forever, and I like took out like, oh, okay, these will work now, and I was like, wait a minute, they're like more tight than they used to be. ¿Qué es esto? And I thought maybe I was retaining water como una vieja, you know what I mean?
Well, it might be that
too. Erica, you've spoken candidly about being trans and how even within the LGBTQ plus community, there's a misunderstanding. You know, what do you wish more people truly understood about the trans experience?
We're going to get serious now, right?
Yeah, I mean, is it, I mean, you know, like
I think that every person is their own world, you know, and we shouldn't like be placed in these like, stop adding letters to the thing. Like I was telling you earlier, it confuses me because, I mean, I've always considered myself just a person, and it sounds like it's made, but it's the honest truth. Since I was a little kid,
you are who you are.
Since I was a little kid, I don't think I'm a woman. I don't think I'm a man. I've always been, like I said, I've been too trans for the drag queens, and I've been too drag queen for the trans community. So it's like, why can't we just all be people and all respect each other? You know, when I go out. But I'm not trying to fool anybody. I'm not ashamed of what I am or who I am or whatever. But if you are, then I'll respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call somebody out, you know, or act a fool. And there's also a time and a place for everything. I feel like it's great that we're so visible now and everything, but we should still act like we live in a society, you know, in a civilized society. You understand what I mean? Like, it's great. I think, of course, I love that everybody can be free and open to do whatever they want, but the same way I don't want to see a straight couple with their tongue down each other's throat at Disney World, I also don't want to see a gay couple. Yeah, we should have the same respect. You know, about that.
And, well, no, okay, but you know, you represent trans, Erica. You've got the years under your belt that other trans girls are looking up to you, going, okay, Erica's representing trans. He does all this. I can do this too.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the T is the most targeted freaking letter here in Florida.
And I know this is going to be controversial, but I don't think it belongs in the LGBT because being trans is not. It's not your sexual preference, it's a gender identity. One thing has nothing to do with the other.
100%. And the T did not ask to be part of the umbrella.
I mean, I have daughters, more than, I know you know one of them, but I have more than one, who is a trans woman, but she is only attracted to women. I mean, so the one thing has nothing to do with the other.
No, one is who you are and one is who you love.
Not every gay man wants to be a woman.
Yes.
You know, not every lesbian or gay woman wants to be a man. I mean, it's just, we're all just people.
Yeah.
And we're not pedophiles. That's what
we're far from it. We're not groomers.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my groomers.
I hate that word.
I don't need younger, newer little girls coming up. Screw that. It's quite the opposite.
No, it's quite the opposite. Like, and I've said from this table many times, from this bed many times, like most of us in LGBTQ don't even like kids. Okay, we ain't trying to groom anybody. You know what I mean? And like, and the reality is that I was groomed to be straight since I was 12 years old. I was sexualized by disgusting older men.
Yes, as was I.
You know what I mean? Like,
and it breaks my heart that people associate that with, and I think it's just all propaganda too. You know, like all this bathroom thing and all. I applaud. Fantastic. I would love to go and use a men's room in public. Girl, that's exactly what I want to see is in there, not in the ladies. No offense, but you know, come on.
No, she's like, I'd rather go into the bathroom.
It's so silly. It's all gone so ridiculous. Like 5 years ago, nobody cared what bathroom I went to at the airport.
What bathroom. That wasn't even a thing.
And it's like, it's gone so out of hand. But
do you date? Do you have a boo?
Ooh, I plead the fifth.
Okay. And I allow that, that's why that was one of my last questions, because I figured that it must not be easy, one, to date. It must not be easy to date you.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
Okay, and a lot of queens that I've had in bed, they'll tell me that, like, you know, they don't want to be with someone that they're a fetish for. Okay, they don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you out of drag. Right. They don't want to be with someone who doesn't understand that you are a celebrity to us.
Of course, it's not easy for somebody, for a man to handle this world.
Yes,
where, like, you know, I walk in somewhere and I'm the center of attention, it could be very what you call it?
Bothersome to them.
Yeah. So it takes a very strong personality, and I have a very strong personality. And the older I get, the more set I am in my ways, and I don't.
The less shit you take.
When I get home, I really honestly I don't want anybody around. I want my stuff where I put my stuff. I want to go to the store. That I go to the store at the same time every day. I'm like turning into this whole person. But I mean, I'm not gonna. I've had some wonderful relationships. You know, my first I guess. Back then we didn't have gay marriage, but he was like my husband. We were together for almost 13 years.
Wow.
And it was great, but it just, you know.
Yeah.
It's life.
Baby, things have expirations.
So listen, I'm having my fun and
that's it.
That's it.
You have friends with benefits, and
Right.
if it becomes more, then you get that, you know, when you cross that,
it's also very hard to find, especially in this lifestyle, to find people that are honest. And I think honesty is the most important thing in any relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I'm like I said, I'm aware of what I am, and you know, whatever. If you are a man and you want to date me, but you like women, I don't have what a woman has. If you need to find that, let me know.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a pass, and but I'm gonna get a pass too.
Exactly. And I'm gonna know this is not gonna be forever.
Or I can send you on your merry way, and I never want to. But at least I know what I'm getting myself into, and if everybody's honest,
consent.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be on the same page. I don't care if you're a trouble or you have a freaking marriage of 5 people. I don't give a shit. And if it works out, but the communication is what helped it.
That's of course. If I mean, and just because I'm in love with you doesn't mean that I can't be attracted sexually to somebody else. I mean, it's
can Erica Norell be in love with 2 people at the same time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm in love with me, and I'm in love with you.
Oh, okay.
There's also different types of love.
There you go.
Right?
That's true.
There's all kinds of love.
There's true. There's intimacy. There's between 2 sisters. There's a love just between neighbors. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And most importantly, you have to love yourself.
And you have to love yourself.
It took me a long time to learn that too.
And it's funny because like I also know that, like, you know, on stage you're this big personality, but off stage you're like, unless you know someone, you're like the one at the corner.
I'm
really.
I am shy.
It's so weird how that is. You know what I mean?
Shy.
Because you will enter a room where Erica's in, and she doesn't know anybody. She's at a corner doing her shit. You don't even know. The momento she sees you, and it's like, I mean, what's up? And all of a sudden, whoa, and it's all of a sudden like the whole room is filled with Erica. You know what I mean? But like,
that's
you.
That's how I am. Because I was my mom. You know, she loved the party girl, and but she was also very like respectful. There's a time and a place for everything. So I was taught that you study your surroundings, and you know, until somebody. You know.
There's always so much going on around you, Erica. Do you ever sit in silence?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I
Valid
mean,
question.
no. Even at home, when I'm by myself at
Then
home,
I see the
I always
high.
have
You
a
have to
TV.
put something in the background.
You
need some noise to like take out the shit that's in here. At least for me, that's me. Like I need the background to like not have me overthink about dumb shit. Basically.
The silence is scary.
The silence can be scary. All right, so I'm gonna end our interview with a little game that we called Say What with FayWhat. Okay, so it's a quick game. And I basically tell you 2 things, and you pick one. All right.
We look so pretty.
We do look kind of pretty, right?
Ooh.
Hey. All right. So if I say black or white, you say what? You say what?
Black.
Okay. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Glitter or sequins?
Sequins.
Heels or higher heels?
Higher heels.
Latrice Royale or Janet Jackson?
Ooh.
I know. That's a tough one.
Latrice Jackson.
Latrice.
Oh, I love my little Lati. Stop.
Oh yeah, is there a crown that you still want to win?
Yes. Yeah, there's a crown that is the thorn in my side.
Okay.
But,
so there's a thorn. Okay, you don't have to mention it. You don't have to mention it because I understand.
But I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
So my bestie Daisy D, right? We hi Daisy.
Hi Daisy, love you. Daisy's right there. Grab the pillow. Grab the pillow.
I know.
Isn't that hysterical?
Daisy, I know, I love it. This is she has a new girl posing for her pictures now, but
yeah, this is like a 14-year-old like blonde high school girl.
But we have that's a whole nother show. My relationship with her is a whole nother show. But what were we talking about?
Is there a crown that you still want?
The crown, right?
Yes.
So we always make the joke that I've won everything that she's lost, but she's won everything that I've lost, which is only one thing.
Which is what?
I'm not gonna. That's the
okay.
clue.
No, don't say. Don't say. Okay.
If you know us,
but if you know, then you know. Okay. Lady Gaga or Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa.
Oprah or Michelle Obama?
Oh no! Why do you do that to me? Michelle.
French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
Kissing hello or shaking hands?
Licking hands.
Peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Grinder or scruff?
I don't know what that is.
Whatever.
I don't know what those
Whatever.
are. Sniffies.
What sniffies, all right? Posting what you eat or posting about a loved one?
About a loved one that you eat.
That you eat.
About a loved one that you eat.
Traveling light or overpacking?
Overpacking.
Roses or orchids?
Orchids, because my mom's favorite.
Oh, I love that. Taylor Swift or Beyonce? I know they're hard.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
sorry. No, Taylor Swift or Beyonce?
Beyonce,
Yeah.
okay. Bingo or chess? Do you know how to play chess?
I enjoy watching it.
Okay,
but
I don't know.
But I make money calling bingo, so bingo.
Bingo it is! Look into that camera, Erica, and give them your best FayWhat!
FayWhat?
There, all right, where can we see you next? Because you're always everywhere.
Oh, yeah, well, you can see me everywhere. Actually, the parade is next week, right?
Yay! Yes,
Stonewall Parade.
I'm announcing the parade.
Oh, of
So
course,
I'll be on stage.
as per usual, right?
As per usual, yeah.
I'll be on the Out South Florida float with
Yay!
Velvet. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And actually we're performing. I'm also performing at the Well that weekend and at No Manners.
Oh, I love it. All right, so Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival is coming up this coming Saturday. It's Tuesday. Saturday is the parade. Erica Noral will be on the Out South Florida float, and then she'll be performing throughout, and that's going to be awesome. And so...
And wait. 4th of July weekend is also my birthday weekend. So yeah, I'll be everywhere too.
Oh my God, you really are about to be 53.
I am. I
You're
know.
gorgeous.
Cute.
Well, I wanted to just take a moment and just say, you know, all you folks at home know that the beautiful Miss Velvet Lenore was Miss FayWhat 2024. So I'd like to present to you, Miss Beautiful Erica Noral. You are Miss FayWhat 2025. I know that's the crown you've always wanted.
Wait, is it smaller than Velvet's? That's not fair. Oh my God, thank you, Mom. Just for that, you get the captain after.
Oh, yay! All right, there you have it. Miss Erica Noral is the Miss FayWhat Show 2025, and I can't imagine anybody else better.
Oh my God.
To have this
Some girls are
crown.
gonna be pissed.
It's okay. They can be pissed. All right, I'll get you a bigger crown. I'm
love
sorry,
you.
but it's the thought. And I
Y'all don't
love
know
you
how
so
long
much.
it's been taken for us to get together for this. Because we're always so busy.
We're always
but
so
we
busy.
did it. We did it.
But we did do it.
Yay.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing
I love
what
you
you
so
have
much.
to
I
do.
love you so
I
much.
adore you. Thank you
for being part of our community.
And thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for giving all those girls that inspiration, Mama.
Oh, as
and
long as I
whenever you have a bad moment, think of that.
Yes, I do. I do.
You know,
yeah.
because I know your introverted self sometimes tells you tacky things in your mind that are not true.
No, I know. I'm a perfectionist too, and it's like, but I've learned to relax a little bit. You know.
Well, I'm so glad that we had this time with you, and I'm so glad that my viewers got to know a little bit more about what makes Erica Noral. So thank you for being on the FayWhat Show. It means the freaking world to me. Make sure that you follow Erica Noral on all social media outlets, okay? She's on the Erica Noral on Instagram, okay? And you'll know everywhere that she's at there, okay? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I love you to the
All right,
moon.
I
We'll be
love
right
you.
back. So that's it. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to my friend, Mr. Alex Tikas. I love him. He's just so much fun, right? Go on over to the Eagle and see him. Sometimes he dances, sometimes he bartends. Trust me, you'll enjoy both. So, you know, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. I gotta tell you, it's often hard for us girls. But if we believe we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and to embrace our tremendous diversity, because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets. You know the drill. Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow FayWhat. Until next Tuesday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #ThatGirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Please consider fostering or adopting a pet in need. Love you. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl, pride-filled tea dance, will Metropolitan is that girl, Latina, but she's universal.